For the first time in 11 years, McDonald's is back with Monopoly. What a spot for an intro. Welcome to today's video. It is official. Monopoly is back for the first time in 11 years at McDonald's starting today, October 6th. You're gonna need the McDonald's app. Now there is a little bit of confusion. I was looking at some articles versus the app. I'm under the assumption that everything is through the app. All your game pieces will be digital. There might be physical. We're gonna find out. We're gonna order at McDonald's and try to collect some points. There's a lot of good prizes, and revisiting Monopoly. Used to have my little game board, and we would collect, and even if it's just free food, it was something. Like you would get a bunch of freebies from McDonald's, and yeah, it stopped. I wasn't really sure about this, but it stopped in 2014. Now it is saying that Monopoly is back after 10 years, but I'm counting 11 because going from the start, which was 1987, ended 2014, it's 2025. That is 11 years in my book, and back, but it's different. It's not the same, and you can remember those game pieces. This is what we were accustomed to. There's one update to McDonald's Monopoly that we're really sad about. There are no more paper Monopoly boards, so there'll be no more sticking your little Baltic Avenue and Reading Railroad pieces to the board, looking to see which hard-to-get pieces you will need. Instead, you probably guessed, the game is now primarily digital. Thankfully, McDonald's hasn't done away with physical game pieces altogether, so this kind of answers my question. So you'll need to get that satisfying peel off your Big Mac, which, just kind of a little break here, I am gonna order just items that have the game pieces. So the Big Mac, it looks like we'll have a physical game piece, and then I will look for digital game pieces. So it's all in all, we're gonna redeem those prizes. How do I play? The game is pretty much the same as it's always been. You collect game pieces by buying McDonald's food and drinks that correspond to squares on a Monopoly board. There are items that have physical game pieces, so my favorite's the Big Mac. We have the Filet-O-Fish, McMuffin breakfast sandwiches, 10-piece, 20-piece chicken nuggets, large fries, hash browns, large fountain drinks, large iced coffees, and medium and large hot coffees. A little different with the digital game pieces. The quarter pounder with cheese, McCrispy sandwiches, 4-piece McCrispy strips, McGriddles breakfast sandwiches, but you can't just get the sausage. You have to get the egg, so you got to spend the money. Biscuit sandwiches, medium fries, and large McCafe drinks. And what are the prizes, you may ask? There's a large range of prizes in McDonald's Monopoly. Some have instant win food items, that's what I'm all about, and such as apple pies, small drinks, and 4-piece McNuggets. So you know what reminds me, I used to always get like the small sodas. That's like the worst one to get because it's just like, I'm not a big soda guy. So those will be some of the instant prizes, and then collecting some of the properties. For instance, collect Boardwalk or Park Place, you'll win a Winnebago motorhome. There's also a 77-inch Samsung TV, a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and a trip to 4 to Universal Orlando Resort. And 1 million American Airlines AA Advantage miles, to name a few. There was a scandal years ago, and I came across this article. I don't remember this happening, but back in the day with the $1 million, because they you could win the $1 million, and I think that there is a $1 million winner in this, or some actual bonus money in the Monopoly. But there was a scandal that is also in this article. Wasn't there a big McDonald's Monopoly scandal? And you can see some of the game pieces. So if you ever won $1 million, like I guess you would need the 2 Park Places. Is this it right here? Could you imagine? I mean, the thrill of winning, I'm gonna say it like Dr. Evil, $1 million. Yep, and it's a crazy story. A security employee of the company that ran McDonald's Monopoly in the past stole the $1 million game pieces and sold them to people for $50,000. Following an investigation into the crime ring, the FBI arrested 8 individuals for rigging the game. I mean, this is McDonald's we're talking about here. I mean, could you imagine going to jail over Monopoly? That is absolutely insane. And it is official. underneath the golden arches, Monopoly is back. Now, I did register a few days ago because it gave me some kind of bonus points. I'm not really sure what that was now that I'm saying it, but you can see on the McDonald's app, we can do the pickup or delivery. I'm just going to select pickup here. I'm at the location, and I am going to order anything that has a McDonald's game piece. So some of these, again, will have the digital, and some of them will be actually physical peel off game pieces. So that's what I'm going to order. I'm going to put in a mobile order, run inside here, and get dinner and play the game. Now, I am going the large size because you get a game piece with a large drink size versus the medium. So you will get the game piece with the medium fry, but I'm going to get 3 here. And I forgot that I do want to add something after this incredible meal, that McDonald's has changed their culture once again, and I will get into that after we eat. This won't be the only McDonald's that will hit tonight. So it is showing that some of the items with the game pieces, like you can see. So we will get physical peel-offs on the large drinks and the Big Mac. So pretty excited about that. And mobile order achieved. We have $16.35. Got the large soda. So one of the things that I just want to say, and I will talk about this after the meal. I don't see a peel-off on this cup. So maybe that was digital. Maybe I just looked at that one wrong. But we'll get into that. But one of the things about the culture changing at McDonald's is some locations don't have the self-serve anymore. Because there wasn't a game piece on here, we'll see what we have here. So this kind of the rules of the game. Here's some of the prizes. Of course, we have Best Buy, so we all love Best Buy. Also, the large fry, does it have? Okay, it does have the peel-offs on the large fry. Again, it should have been one on the drink, unless I looked at it wrong. But maybe they dropped it in here. Maybe this is for the large. Okay, it is. So this is for the large soda. They didn't put it on the actual cup. And then you can see on the Big Mac, it has the physical piece. So if I would have got a quarter pounder, it would have been digital. Here's a shot at the you could win $1 million American Airlines AA Advantage miles. You can see I always call him Mr. Money. I know his name's not Mr. Money, but just call him Mr. Money. And some of the theming on there's the Lowe's, 10,000 in Lowe's. How to play, peel, scan an app, get a bonus play. Okay. Plus we have the trying to get this the card, and then going over the sheet that we just saw. The bag, kind of revealing some of the prizes here. I'm gonna try to rip this receipt off of here. Okay, came out pretty easy. There's the Grand Cherokee. Here's Audio Technica. Wow, it's been a long time since I saw an Audio Technica. That reminds me of like the days of installing like the CD players in my Buick LeSabre, my 1990 Buick LeSabre. A little bit of the menu items in hand. We have the bag, the fries, and then the Big Mac. It's going to be a mess regardless whether I tip this or not. But with the game pieces on here, and then the game pieces on the fries, and then we have the bonus. So I'm going to eat, and then we'll peel off the prizes and see how this works in the McDonald's app. A little bit of a spoiler: I will be eating a lot of McDonald's with the Monopoly game. I did say that I'm building up my points. Right now I'm over 15,000. 30,000 points gets me a Big Mac for 5 straight days, or a quarter pounder. So that is 6,000 points for each. So I plan on getting like a free lunch, kind of, in a way, like a bonus lunch for 5 straight days of a sandwich. So that was my goal. And now with Monopoly, I want to build up some freebies and some game pieces. So we'll be eating a lot of McDonald's during the Monopoly play, which ends, well, prizes are available until November 2nd. I'm not sure, November 2nd. So I think we have until November 2nd, right, to to play Monopoly. So it's gonna be a lot of McDonald's, heavy McDonald's. I had to get back up. I never grabbed a straw, so I had to grab all my tech stuff. I left the food here. I grabbed my phone and my camera, obviously, because I'm holding it. Never grabbed a straw. I do like the fact that they give you a game piece instead of peeling. Remember, if you waited too long, it was hard to get that piece off. So that is probably something that, an improvement that McDonald's made, knowing that eventually it is hard to peel that off. So I do like this. And actually, the last Happy Meal I bought was the Hello Kitty Ninja Turtles Happy Meal, kind of the crossover, and also the McDonald Land. I sat right here for the McDonald Land kind of review and kind of going over the prize, the toy, all the stuff that was in there. Went to another McDonald's that we're gonna go to after this McDonald's. That's when I got the Hello Kitty Ninja Turtles crossover. So I'm gonna talk about something else at that McDonald's, but probably get a game piece. I gotta kind of look at some of the items. I'm not gonna eat a ton of food, but hopefully there'll be some kind of treat. I'll get another prize, or another peel off, and then talk about the culture, the change that I had just noticed a couple of days ago, and I was stunned when I found this out. The inside of the Big Mac, I'm gonna dive in here. It has Mr. Money, Mr. Monopoly inside of there, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, this is the Big Mac theming underneath there, and then a picture of him. I always take the pickles off of my Big Mac. Makes no sense, obviously, because there are bits of pickles in the secret sauce. But the Big Mac and Quarter Pounder are huge assets to get the game pieces. So just kind of reiterating that. All right, just overheard something about refills. And they don't have the fountain machine here. So yeah, the culture has definitely changed at McDonald's. So here we're gonna peel off. So I won food, okay? Scan, enter code in the McDonald's app by 11:23, and I guess we'll find out what food we have. But maybe it's the $1.79 to $2.59. Maybe that's my option. Like whatever item I get, it's got to be in that price range. But at least I won something from just getting a Big Mac. This is what I got for my large soda. Unless it's my bonus, I think it's a soda. I think the bonus is in the app. So after all this, we'll go in the app. We'll put the game pieces in, and then we'll see what the bonus is. So I got Pennsylvania Railroad. I need 823, 824, 825, and 826. I have 824, so I'm going to need 823, 825, and 826. So a little bit of the game has just officially started. And then lastly is my large fry, which I haven't eaten all the fries yet. It's a lot of fries. Might take them home. We'll see. I have Pacific Avenue. Sounds like I'm doing that. I Love LA song by Randy Newman. I don't think he says Pacific Avenue, but it sounds like it should be part of that song. So this is 818. I'm going to need 819 and 820. That's for the lows. That's for the 10,000. And actually, I didn't even see what this prize. Let's say I did collect all these. That would be, well, the $50,000 trip to Monopoly Go. So, yeah, probably both of these pretty far-fetched, but it's something. So we registered and we ordered the items. We peeled, and now we're gonna scan them in the app, and instead of just because there's no sheet to to stick them on. We're gonna put those codes in on the app, and then look for the bonus play. Okay, and just to throw out that I am at 16,349 points right now. So my goal is to get to 30,000. When, of course, if I keep eating McDonald's, it's not going to be an impossible task at all. So maybe it's to take me to prizes. So we registered. We ordered to play. There should be a kind of a map here or whatever to put my game pieces on. So I'll just have to play around with this for a little bit and figure this out. So I'm going to put my codes in here and start collecting, and yeah, we'll see what we end up with. Okay, so it's a small fry or apple pie. So that was the food item that I won. So it's pretty cool. It's just like, you know, you're scanning it with your camera. So I can get an apple pie or a small fry. So it's better than the small drink. And this is how it will look on your game pieces. So pretty cool. Kind of go through some of the options here. You have the add code, and then our bonus play. I will find out what the bonus is. So it's get your bag, tap to play. I thought I had to press, oh, try again. Okay, so I was a loser there. We're gambling. Try again. Seems like I have 3, but maybe they gave me a freebie, unless I'm just doing the same one over and over. But that is it. That's a start to Monopoly. There's going to be plenty more. You can see that there are some recent winners in the app. Just kind of keep tally of some of the prizes that have been given away. So congratulations, everybody. Not only did I live very close by to this restaurant, it's kind of one of those places that when I come here, I kind of relive the days back in 2014, 2015, a little prior to that. I would come to this very location very frequently. I lived right down the road, and when I was a kid, and I didn't grow up in this town, but right here used to be a playland. And I remember kindergarten, my grandparents took me here, and there was the old playground. I do have my rest of my large fry here, and I played with one of my classmates from kindergarten. She was here, I was here, and I'll never forget that. Like, it was weird because it's about 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes away from where I lived at the time. And it was just crazy to see someone you went to school with playing at McDonald's. So the culture has definitely changed over the years at McDonald's. No more playlands, and now no more like drink fountains. Again, that customer came in, couldn't get a refill. That's not the only thing. Is I went to McDonald's. It was either Thursday or Friday. I was doing a video, and I decided I'm just gonna run in, grab dinner quick, and I could not select a certain drink. There's a soda that I get. Sometimes it's not always coffee with me. There's times that I will get a soda, and usually it's Mellow Yellow. But McDonald's got rid of Mellow Yellow, and I'll tell you why at the next McDonald's. Back at pretty much I would call the home McDonald's. This is my spot. I always park in front of the classic half arch, kind of the 50s throwback, which was another McDonald's that has changed their identity, but we've seen that. It's the fact that now Mellow Yellow is no longer at McDonald's. And when I asked the manager, I believe it was Friday night, because I think I actually came here for breakfast. I've been eating heavily McDonald's. As you all know, it's pretty much my favorite go-to. And I said, hey, when did Mellow Yellow, when did that disappear? And he thought I asked him, why did it disappear? And he told me because of this, the energy drinks. So back when I was living closer to that previous McDonald's, this was a 50s McDonald's. You can kind of see the shape, and there was actually like a jukebox in here. Then they revamped it, and it was all it's kind of like the more modern look, and that's kind of the thing we've gotten used to with McDonald's. And when I go out west, there's never any Mellow Yellow, and now there's not Mellow Yellow in Waukesha, in Wisconsin, and that's a go-to for me because it's a lot smoother to drink like a Mellow Yellow or a Mountain Dew earlier in the morning if you don't want coffee. So I've been drinking a lot more shakes because of that. I just don't want a lot of soda. I did put in a mobile order, and I got a coffee. And here it is, waiting for me. I should have I'm not sure if this is digital or if there's a game piece, but I'll have to go on my app and figure that one out. But all because of these. And I was gonna get one of the new Cosmix energy drinks, but those don't have the game pieces on there. So instead of Mellow Yellow, they went with this, to get you to get this instead of a soda. So they figured get rid of Mellow Yellow to urge people to get the caffeinated energy drinks. I do kind of like the app way to play here. I think it's convenient instead of trying to maintain all those game pieces, just putting them on the app. I think it's the way to go. I want to thank everybody for watching. We'll see you guys next time. I will admit I do like the physical pieces better. I just think it's a little easier to claim your prizes, and it's kind of like a foolproof, and then you can just log it into your app. So I am going to tend to go for actual items that have the peel. I thought the coffee had the physical, but it's digital. So I don't know what it is. I like the peel. The #1 fast food game, Monopoly. You could win big. I'm not sold on the Cosmics, and here's why. Not just because they got rid of Mellow Yellow. It was my go-to. I don't really have a problem, going with a coffee or a shake. But I do tend to go for the Mellow Yellow. And Cosmics, for the most part, the closest one to Wisconsin was in, I believe, Bolingbrook, Illinois. Way outside of, near Chicago, probably 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hour drive from where I'm standing right now, and that closed. They didn't do good. It was, people don't want this. They want classic McDonald's. They want nostalgia. That's why bringing back Monopoly is huge. We don't want like special drinks. We can go to Starbucks for that. We can go to other places. At McDonald's, we want McDonald's, and we want the characters. We want all that stuff. We want to relive our childhood. And a good way of that is playing the Monopoly game and getting these energy drinks and all this other stuff. It's not for me. Might be for others, but it's definitely another change in culture at McDonald's. So I just want to end with that. It's kind of disappointing. So we'll see. We'll see if they go back to the old school, how these cosmic drinks do in an actual McDonald's. Okay, we have another McDonald's piece. So I thought that the coffee was digital, and then I couldn't find that article we went off of in the beginning of the video. So I went back in after the fade out outro, and I said, hey, I never got my code for that coffee. So as it hit me, this is what I got when I got the large soda. Got a large coffee, got Loki, got a code. So we'll peel this off, and I'll show how it kind of just like scans. It's a little easier to do it at home than at McDonald's. So wish me luck, Lokes. Loki's laying down. We'll peel this off. And it's another game piece, this time Oriental Avenue. Okay, it's a Polaris, so you can see it right on the far right. So I will enter this. I'll show how it looks in the mobile app when you scan it. Okay, the game piece right here, and I'm just gonna take the phone, and you can see that it's just, you gotta get it in between those squares. So once I get that, it will lock in there, and then boom, tell you right away which game piece you have. So it works pretty cool just scanning it that way. So day one, got a couple of good things, but just a start. We'll see you tomorrow.